Hey, happy Monday. Welcome to today's live. Welcome back if you've been here before. I'm the Urban Seer, your guide to love, destiny, and manifesting the life you desire. And I go live every Monday and Friday. So please be sure to join us. Just bring your question and receive a free tarot reading. If you would like a free reading, please click the link in the pinned comment to join the list. And just a quick reminder of how I read. I'm an energy reader tuning into you and your situation to bring clarity. So please no yes, no questions. I don't cover timeline. And please provide as much context as possible so I can connect with your energy and hold your question until called. But let's get into it. Hey to everyone in the chat. Hi Chanley. Happy Monday as well. I hope you're well. I'm good. Mariana, Kristen, Tia, Andrea, Nettie, Mystic, and Anshaman. Lovely to see you all. I'm going to post the list now, and then we'll get into it. So, Andrea, my love, you are first. So please, when you are ready, go ahead and post your question. And for anyone interested, I'm using the Mystic Fair deck today, which is a beautiful deck full of vibrant colours and pinks, and it's been very popular with my viewers. So there's a bit of a delay in my chat, so please do bear with me. Always just seems to come through a little bit later. But I hope everyone is good, how everyone's feeling about this week ahead. After their weekend, if they felt rested, or was it stressful? So I don't do yes, no questions, Andrea. Look at the energy of the situation. So if you want to rephrase your question or post another question. Oh. And Mariana, my love, if you are here, which I think you are, I saw you in the chat, yeah, you would be second. If you just want to get ready, or you can go ahead and post your question if you are ready, so that we can just keep things moving after I've read for Andrea. Hey Priya, just click the link in the pinned comment if you want to be added to the list. Hey Mariana, thanks for letting me know. Mariana asks, will I have issues with Christian this month? Whilst Andrea's posting, whilst we're waiting for Andrea to post her question, I will go ahead and read for Mariana just to keep things moving. And then Andrea, I'll read for you second, if that's all right. So Mariana asks, will I have issues with Christian this month? Let's see what Spirit has to say. Mariana. Spirit, will Mariana have issues with Christian this month? The Christian is the ex, yeah? Just, again, context. So, Four of Swords, Mariana. Actually, this card talks about almost some kind of rest, really. So I feel like you might actually get a break this month from drama, from disruption, yeah? But these Four Swords, it's like you are still dealing with like the anticipation, yeah, of the next thing. Swords often can talk about anxiety, mental worry, and these are sort of almost hanging over your head, yeah? There's that element that it will be like a dark cloud. And I suppose what I think Spirit is trying to say is to, even if this is true, okay, even if you almost know that there will be another drama coming, yeah? There will be another disruption down the road. We need to find that place within us as well where we can take rest. We can take respite in the moments of stillness and quiet. Now that's quite a big ask, but if you can find that, there's this, Buddhists often talk about this place within us, you know, that can always remain calm, whatever's going out on the external. And if we can strengthen that and build that, then our peace is not dependent on others. And I think that's something so important to work towards, that our peace is in our control and in our hands, and to do what we can to take steps towards strengthening that feeling. So in answer to your question, I feel like you will get a breather from issues with Christian. Try to just manage the anxiety and that almost sense of holding your breath until the next thing, and to try and build on that inner peace, that not allowing him or anyone else to disrupt. So I hope that resonated, Mariana. So Andrea, you are next. Thank you for your question. So I'm going to Chicago. Andrea asks, for 2 weeks to see an ex that wants to have dinner. Wow, how is it going to be? He's a Leo and I'm an Aries. Okay, let's have a look at the energy around this. You're welcome, Mariana. So let's have a look at the energy around this meeting with the ex, Andrea. Ooh, Major Arcana, the Devil. So this tells me Spirit is reminding you to be mindful, okay, of is returning to this connection or reigniting potentially this connection, if that's what's going on here with this kind of this meeting, has the potential. Okay, we need to be mindful that we're not continuing toxic behaviors or old habits that don't serve us. Okay, are we getting sucked into an old energy? Because the devil is all about habits that don't serve us, behaviors that no longer serve us, and cycles, so bonds that we actually need to break free of. So something to reflect on here, Andrea, about if this is best for you. If you feel like it is, then if you're sort of set on going and set on this meeting, what I would say is, like, let's try and do things different than the past. And we can still try to work on breaking toxic cycles and behaviors. So if you're meeting with this person, I suppose, what's the intention behind that? Is it to be friends? Is it to heal? What's the goal? And make sure that it's for your higher self, okay, Andrea? Because there seems to be, with this devil energy here, there's no denying that there's the opportunity, there's the potential that you could get sucked into old energies that aren't good for you and repeating something that isn't good for you. Maybe this person will try to suck you into an old dynamic, for example, yeah? So I hope that resonated. So with that, yeah, be very careful, Andrea, I think, with this. I feel like their energy with that devil card is that maybe trying to suck you into something that isn't good for you. But at least if you are too curious that, you know, you have to go to this meeting, then stay guarded and stay in that energy of not returning to something old. You know, it feels like it ended for a reason, and to remember those reasons, okay? Thank you, Anne, my love. So this is for you. Anne asks, I've been in no contact with the spiritual guy for a while now. I'd love to understand what he's currently feeling or thinking about me and his connection during this silence. Absolutely, Anne. Let's have a look. Oh, it's always the wands with him, isn't it? It's Page of Wands. So he's thinking about the future. Again, about he's contemplating. The page is always about assessment. So the page comes before the Knight. And the Knight of Wands is the action, okay? Is the movement, is the kicking up the dust, particularly with wands. You know, it's when the Knight comes steaming in with something to say. And the page is kind of like, if you think of the setup and before that, yeah? And look at him again, looking out to the future, thinking about what he wants, thinking about this connection. There's still a lot of emotion here because there's all this orange, this fire. I think this person feels big feelings. I don't know if you have a sense of that, yeah? Big emotions, and there's an intensity. But there's also, as well, I guess, with this page, there's some element that they're still learning and growing, and there's an element of immaturity almost as well, because the page is very young. But yeah, I would say, so during this time, Anne, in answer to your question, during this time of no contact, they are thinking still a lot about the future of you and him, and thinking about how to make it work, thinking about the pros, thinking about the cons. There's all this kind of weighing up kind of energy that I feel from them. But they've been stuck in this energy for a while, haven't they, Anne? Where we've seen lots of wands, of lots of contemplation. And then it feels like one step forward, two steps back, and so on. And they always keep sort of circling back to this. Really, it's a fear of just going for it and making a move. And I know that came through in the more in-depth reading on the last Wednesday, how there was a lot of that experience that he put down to a spiritual experience. To me, sounded like their own fear coming up and blocking them, yeah? So they are kind of stuck in this place of contemplation, but they're still thinking about it. They're still thinking about you. Yeah, he's been stuck in that energy for more than 2 months. Not just stuck in the, it's like the analysis paralysis, Anne. Excuse me. So I hope that resonated, Anne. Sorry, I'm dealing with a bit of a cough here. I'm just gonna, thank you, Chanley. You're welcome, Anne. Thanks, Chanley. Sorry, I didn't mean to have a hacking cough down over the microphone there. I apologise. So, Chanley, my love, thank you for your question. Hi, Samreen. Are you on the list, Samreen? You are. I see you. So Oh, I haven't got the chat bot on. Hold on. Hey, Diamond. Okay, so the list is now closed. I'll just do an update and then I'll read for Chanley. So this is the final list. Yes, I have had just a sore throat and cold. I'm feeling a bit better today, but it was going around the household, so I'm sorry if I'm a bit frog in my throat. Okay, so Chanley asks, could I get a deeper understanding of Gemini feelings currently? Absolutely. How does he view me or thoughts of me in general? I haven't blocked him yesterday. Okay, no communication from either of us since the block. Spirit, please tell us about Gemini's current feelings for Chanley. Oh, look at that. Getting worried now. Feeling anxious about this situation they are, Chanley. Can you see how stressed out they are? So it's potentially keeping them up at night. And when the Nine of Swords is like this, it's like our worst case scenarios, fears coming up, anxiety. And I think fear of losing you. So I think it's hitting them now. I know in the past they almost seemed like a bit cocky about it, the energy, like there was a lot of ego initially, and maybe didn't think that you would actually hold this line and actually really cut that tie with them. But I think it's hitting them and resonating with them now. That you really mean this and that you are not happy with the situation and that you're prepared to walk away, really, yeah? Yeah, so he was so cocky, ego, all of that was going on. And now that's really, as time has gone on, that's kind of, as you've held the line, it's now starting to resonate. So, it's over. He's used to being chased, yeah. So this will hit his ego. This will cause him, it's obviously causing him some pain, some suffering, yeah. And what I would say is hold out if you can, because the change, that if you want to have that change in him, yeah, which I believe that you do and is understandable, like how he's been shown up to this point has not been good enough. Sorry. So let's hold out. And if you want, like I say, to see that change in him, then it's starting to happen and it's up to him to make that next move, yeah? Bear with me one moment, guys. Sorry about that, I'm just having issues with my cat. So next up we have Mystic Road, my love. If you were here, please do post your question. So we have Mystic Rose, then we have Kristen, just so we know where we're at. Please go ahead, post your question, both of you can, just so we can keep it moving. Thank you, Chanley. Sorry about my cough. I know it's not... Oh, I'll put myself on mute if I get a cough attack, because it's not nice to listen to. Hey, Mystic Road. Please go ahead, yeah, post your question. And Kristen, if you're here, please go for it as well. Just explain the connection again. Like I say, the more context that I have, Mystic, it allows me as an energy reader. So is this what's kind of the relationship? Yeah, it allows me to give people a proper reading. Yeah. Kind of like Kristen's detail here that she's given. This is what I need. This is the best. Okay, so whilst we're waiting for Mystic to update the question and provide more detail, I'm going to read for Kristen. So, Mystic, just give me as much info as you can, what it is that you want to know, why you're asking it. You know, it allows me to connect with your energy. So, Kristen asks, thank you, Kristen. Yes, this is the kind of detail that I love to see. So, Kristen says, I bumped into my ex. While I was walking with my friend, I didn't react or look at him. After a few weeks, I was catching up with one of my girlfriends who told me that she also met my ex at a party. He was around their young girls that just go all yeah, goo goo gaga around him. He immediately left them when he saw my friend. Oh, interesting. And came to talk to her. I don't know what he's trying to do. I'm just curious about him. Sure. So are you hoping this to be romantic, Mystic? That's what we're looking for here, okay? It's good to know. The clearer you are about the question that you're asking, the clearer the answer that you'll receive, okay? Thank you, Chanley. So, Kristen, this is for you. Let's have a look at the ex's energy. What's going on with him with regards to you, okay? He's obviously feeling something, I think. Ooh, look at this, Kristen. He's feeling the heartache and the heartbreak. The cards have been so good today. They've just been so bam, 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 direct, I feel like, straight to the point. Did he mess up? Like, I don't know if there was other people involved. Just with it being 3, sometimes this can signify if there's like a third party situation, something like that. But the main energy of this, what is he feeling? he is feeling the heartache and the heartbreak of this broken connection, Kristen, okay? He did, so he cheated maybe. Obviously share whatever you're comfortable with, but the third party energy here. Knowing basically, Kristen, I left you for someone younger. Damn him, damn him. So I think he's feeling the heartache, the heartbreak, the feeling like he messed up, okay? And maybe it took some time. I don't know how long that you've been separated. Maybe it took him some time for it to really hit him. Maybe there's issues with with his current relationship even. Yeah, he's cheated, but he denied it, okay? So, I mean, he's feeling, when it comes to you, Kristen, I think that he's missing you. He's in pain about it, really. He has some heartache, he has some heartbreak. And because it's the 3, I think it's around that maybe why he did what he did. And he's feeling like he messed up. It was a mistake. Anything else, Spirit? And you're his Queen of Cups. You're his Queen of Cups. Look how beautiful that card is. So the Queen of Cups kind of holds someone's heart. I feel like this is how he sees you. You have his heart despite the mistakes and things. You know, he's probably messed up too bad that you would maybe not go back there. But you kind of represent his Queen of Cups to him now. It is a beautiful card, isn't it, Chanley? So, wow. I mean, powerful cards there, Kristen. I hope that brought you some clarity. I feel like it is very clear to me. You know how special that he sees you. This beautiful energy from this Queen of Cups. And that he's messed up. Probably doesn't know what to do from here. That would take more, you know, a more in-depth reading. And I don't know, obviously, how you feel, if you're totally done or if you would be open to reconciliation. Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it? The Spirit really came through then. So thank you, Kristen. So Mystic, his thoughts and feelings towards me. So like I say, you still haven't told us much about the situation, but it doesn't seem like we're going to get much more. But let's see what Doug's feelings are towards you. Keep us posted, Kristen, as always. So this is for Mystic. Ooh, so we've got Knight of Wands. So Knight of Wands energy is the Knight of Wands comes steaming in, lots to say, lots of emotion. Wands is fire energy, so there is passion here, there is big feelings here. So like I say, you haven't clarified if you want this to be romantic or not. So I'm just going to interpret it as you wish. But the energy is like that they are rushing towards you in a way that they have energetically, they are steaming in and they have a lot to say. And like I say, the Knight of Wands has a lot of courage. They are someone who takes action and has a lot to say, wants to share how they feel, wants to get their point across. Sometimes the Knight of Wands can be pretty full on. And sometimes as well that they can be, it's worth noting, they can be a little bit unreliable. So their energy can be in and out. So they can come in, say all these words, say all these big feelings, and then sometimes they can't back up with actions all that they've got to say. They can be quite impulsive, okay? Because this is ruled by the element of fire. So they may be a fire sign, they may have this strong in their chart. This is just something about their energetic signature. So that's what you can expect from them. They may come forward to you, be very full on in some way. And then they may have that, like I say, be mindful, it may have that in-out energy, because the Knight is in a process of learning and growing still. They're not a king. They are moving, you know, the Knight energy, they're still have immaturity in some way, emotional immaturity. It doesn't have to be in age, but it can be just in character. And like I say, tend to be impulsive. And which is nice energy to be around, and they're amazing at getting, they can be incredibly expressive, fun to be around, all that good stuff. But they're also, at some points, they're not the most reliable. So I hope that resonated. So next up we have Tia Bia, my love, if you want to post your question. So we have Tia Bia, and then we have Nettie. Like I say, there tends to be a bit of a delay in the chat. So please do bear with me. So we've got Tia, Nettie, then we've got Anshaman. If any of you are here, please let me know. You might be typing, so I'll just give it a moment. Hey Tej, lovely to see you. I'm okay, thank you. I'm just getting over a bit of a cough, cold, but I am doing better than I was. Thank you, Anshaman. So I will read for Anshaman, and then if Tia and Nettie are here, please do post, and I'll just read for you after, whoever posts first, okay? So Anshaman asks, can I get a read on when will you meet a potential date partner this year? So I don't do timelines. You went on a few dates and postponed some because got ghosted and met gold diggers a lot. Thanks a ton. Let's have a look at the energy in love. I think will be the most helpful for you, Anshaman. Look at that. That's just... So guidance here, Anshaman, for you is to... So the Four of Pentacles is what really Spirit is coming through to tell you, because I think this is your energy, Anshaman, is that we need to keep pushing with this, okay, in order to meet someone with good potential, because the Four of Pentacles is when we're kind of holding on a bit too tight. Maybe, like you say, it is difficult when you've put that energy in you to go on dates and it doesn't work out. And so you went on a few dates and you postponed some because you got, say, getting ghosted, meeting with people that aren't a good match for your energy, etc., etc. So we need to like bring, the Four of Pentacles is almost like we need to, I almost see it as like it encourages you to be full energy, to take a risk, to take a leap of faith, to go outside your comfort zone. And I feel like if you can do that, then you will cross paths with someone with good energy. I'm going to ask who's coming through. So this is the advice on what you need to do. Don't let those bad dates, in essence, put you off. Continue to put yourself out of your comfort zone. Maybe go on dates with people that you think would be isn't your usual type. You know, things like that. Who would go, okay, that's not someone who I would normally think to be someone that I would align with, but I'm going to give it a go because you might be pleasantly surprised. It's about breaking down barriers, taking risks, not being put off, and trying to bring a kind of sense of flow back to the situation. It can, I know when you're dating a lot, it can be very draining, but if you really want to meet someone, I guess it's almost like, this is not a very romantic outlook, but it's almost like going for job interviews. Yeah, like if you want a job, you have to keep going to those job interviews, even if they are not the most enjoyable. Spirit, can you tell us about anyone's energy though who for Anshaman, who they would match with, who's coming down the line? Page of Wands. I feel like it's not giving us any energetic signatures from people as yet. It's not giving us specifics with that, but this is the Page of Wands. Again, someone who is a risk taker. Page of Wands is like the assessing the situation as well, so kind of bringing that in about imagining who you want, who is your ideal partner. Try to get clear on that as well. If you manifest at all, then that's a great thing to bring into this when we are dating, or you know, if you're job hunting, anything like that. Try to get really clear on what this person would make you feel like your ideal. Okay, so if we can get really clear and really aligned, which is this Page of Wands, is someone looking to the future, imagining that future, and imagine that daydream in great detail, and this helps bring it in for you. Yeah, so guidance from Spirit today for you, Anshaman, rather than telling you about who is coming through, it's telling you what you need to do in order to bring this person through, if that makes sense. Okay, so we need to get out of our comfort zone, and we need to start imagining and getting really clear about who our ideal partner would be and how would that make us feel. And then we hold on to that feeling and ruminate in that feeling. Oh, manifest every day, full moon on Wednesday. Absolutely, Chanley, absolutely. Yes, absolutely, Samreen. Listen to your gut feeling before going on a date, yeah, and always keep good intentions at heart. Great advice there. So Nettie is asking for a general reading. So Nettie, this is for you. And then we have Erica Boone after. Welcome, Erica. If you're still here, please do post your question. I'll read for you after Nettie. I think TB is not here at the moment. So Nettie, this is for you. What does Nettie need to know right now, please, Spirit? Ooh, the Hierophant. Major Arcana. Nettie, you always seem to get Major Arcanas. Like a lot. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is a situation, okay, where I feel like that it's remembering that. So this can, tell you what resonates here, Nettie, okay, that you are The Hierophant brings mentor energy, okay? So either you're the mentor in this situation, or there's a mentor who you need to listen to and look up to. And the Hierophant energy is always about doing things by the rule book, okay? It's about doing as others have done before. So if it's a mentor, you know, it's someone with experience and someone with wisdom, spiritual experience here as well with this Hierophant. This looks like a shaman kind of energy here, okay? So tell what resonates with this, Nettie. If you're the person in this situation, or if there's someone maybe in your life who you need to pay attention to and listen to their wisdom. And the Hierophant is about, like I say, we need to kind of follow the traditions of people who have gone before us and listen to that. So listen to your higher self. We need to also follow the rules at this time, so not do anything. Now's the time not to, you know, go rogue. There's a time and a place for that, okay, of going rogue and going against the grain. This is not that time. This time with the Hierophant is about doing as others have done in the past before us and doing what we know to be true and what works and taking it step by step. And I feel like this as well is like about tapping into your higher self as well here, yeah? There's a real spiritual element to this Hierophant, this particular Hierophant, okay? Can be connected to religion as well, actually, the Hierophant, if you are religious, Nettie, okay? Thanks, Chandy, for helping in the chat. And hey, thank you, Erica. So Samreen says, and I would advise you not to go on a date with too many people nowadays as we live in digital age. Girls share with each other and blacklist men. That's funny. That's funny, Samreen. So Erica asks, Cornelius and I have been friends off and on for over a year. Interesting. He's been flighty, ghosting and ignoring all my texts and plans to meet up. I've started liking him more. What is he hiding or intentions? Great question, Erica. Thank you. So, Erica, this is for you. Let's see what Cornelius's energy is. What's going on with this ghosting, this flighty energy. Interesting. 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is, it's interesting because it's actually very fast moving energy with the 8 of Wands. It's like, you know, here it's depicted even by fireworks. A lot of action, fast moving energy. I'm going to pull another card to see, tell us more. Okay, Knight of Swords, that's their energy. Can you tell us more though how this is affecting Erica? Chandy says that's how some guys do it. Ghosts come back, ghosts keep you missing them. So, Erica, they are off doing Knight of Swords stuff. Almost a bit like Chanley said, with that kind of knight energy. When a knight comes in, this tells me that this person still has some maturing to do, okay? And they will come back into your life, but much like with a knight, that it can be that kind of in-out energy. And I feel like with this Eight of Wands, it's like they're off doing other stuff and on other adventures in a way. And they may be moving too fast as well in one direction. Like they're caught up in that kind of energy, yeah. And the Knight of Swords, again, has that kind of rushing in energy, like acting without thinking. The Knight of Swords, though, is also about communication with swords, so them coming in back to speak to you with something to say, timeline-wise, okay? So they will come back, they will communicate with you again, but you've probably already experienced this, Erica, okay? If this has been going on for over a year, we're friends off and on for over a year, so there you go, you've already had that kind of in-out. Now, the Magician has come through, which is about how this all ties in, connects specifically to you. Okay, so this is their character. I feel like they can be impulsive. They've got some maturing to do. So first, ask your question, is that something that you want to keep in your life? Okay, if someone is not committing one way or the other, you're starting to like them more now, so then it can become more tricky. Okay, maybe before it was okay, that in-out energy. But now that the feelings are growing, it becomes more painful. Now, the Magician is a card about manifestation as well. So I don't know if you do manifest. If you practice, this is something maybe that Spirit is bringing in to remind you that, you know, if this is something that you first ask yourself the question, is this someone that you want in your life with that in-out energy? You might just want to release them. But if not, if you want this person to be part of your life and you want them to be consistent, then I advise you to focus on your manifestation journey with this. So however you choose to practice that, in visualization, in meditation, in journaling, or all of the above, okay? It's about manifesting this person through to you, how you want them to show up. So we want them to be consistent, okay? We want them to be drawn to us, to be magnetized to us, whatever it is that you want them to show up as their best self for you. And if you want an actual committed real relationship, then let's practice. Let's start really just 15 minutes even every day of putting that energy out into the universe and ruminating on those feelings and imagining how you want this person to show up for you and what an ideal situation would look like with them. That is going to shift this situation forward without a doubt. If you can be consistent with this, Erica, it normally can happen instantly, really. But I think if you can consistently do it for 3 to 4 weeks, then you will see a real shift in that energy. But it has to be done every day. Can happen within a few days. It can happen within an hour, you know, that you manifest change in someone. I would still recommend consistently showing up with your meditation, visualization, still to properly turn the wheel for at least a month, yeah? Because this person's energy is a little bit scattered and all over the place. Know that they'll be back, but, you know, we need to not continue this cycle, particularly if we're getting in deeper. So I hope that resonated for you, Erica. So next up we have Priya, my love, if you were here. Just going to post the last list. So we have Priya, then we have Tej, then we have Samreen, and then we have Diamond Girl. So Priya, I'm not sure if you're still here. You're welcome, Erica. Tej, go ahead and post your question, my love. I don't think Priya's here anymore. So, yeah, go ahead, Tej, my love. Just a general for Tej, what does Spirit want you to know right now? Let's have a look. Okay. 4 of Cups, Tej. A situation, okay, that you may have felt disappointed about, this can often feel like with the 4 of Cups. Can often bring with it feelings of being rejected or dejected, like not feeling that great about ourselves, okay? Could be a situation like it can apply to anything, okay? Relationship or circumstances, something that you've been trying to trying would work out and wanting to see progress. I don't know if this is Siddharth, it might be this, it might be something else, okay? Because it's like, I know that you saw some progress with that and then it's taken a step back. But only take that if that resonates, it could be something else. But in the traditional deck, we normally see 3 cups that represent what hasn't worked out, the disappointment. And what we don't see when we're in this energy, feeling very down, feeling like disappointment, we don't see that there's a 4th cup, and that the 4th cup represents the potential of this situation, that the energy of it isn't over if we don't want it to be, that there is a chapter that's unread, you know, there's a next chapter to this story. And we just have to find a way to turn the page, and it might look different to what we had planned and what, you know, we often, it's only human to think of a way of how we see this situation unfolding. But the universe works in mysterious ways, and we can't know all the outcomes and the ways that Spirit can bring to us and manifest for us what we desire. It's up to us to surrender to the universe about the how this is going to come about, that we just get in the way when we get fixate on the how. Yeah, leave that to the universe, and the universe will bring this 4th cup through, this beautiful pink 4th cup that I'm drawn to here, which is, like I say, the next chapter of this situation. So in essence, don't give up hope. There is another way forward with this, and there is more to this story. So I hope that resonated. Yes, resonating, said Tej. And all that we can do, because when we're disappointed, it's very hard. Obviously, allow ourselves to feel the pain and the disappointment, but then we need to not sink into that, and block ourselves in a way with that energy. Yeah, I'm glad that resonated, Tej. So Samreen, my love, are you still here? I hope you are. Please go ahead and post your question. Thank you, Chantley, so much for helping in the chat. Today. Ooh. You're very welcome, Tej. So Samreen says, thank you, Tej. Samreen says, it's the last day of our religious festival. And I'm wondering whether I should send a greeting text to my ex. Oh, interesting. How would they likely respond if I do? Sure thing. Or is it better for me to hold back and not reach out? Let's have a look how this would be received, yeah? Sure. Last time I asked that was about confronting him. This time just simple. Oh, look at that. Just slipped out there. Oh, interesting. 5 of Swords, some kind of conflict here. I need to pull another one. This could just be speaking on inner conflict. Oof. Is there, just remind me, Samreen, is there someone else in the picture with him? Because we've got 2 kind of tricky energies here, because we've got the Devil card, which does really warn us against repeating old cycles and old habits, okay? Did you do a lot of the heavy lifting? Is it that he's the person who needs to take the risk and reach out to you? I know sometimes there comes a point with this where, you know, in some ways it can feel childish, can't it, about who reaches out first and what does it matter in some ways, I don't know. But with the Devil card showing up here, there's something, yeah. Samreen says no. I know these energies are tricky, yeah? Because 5 of Swords is about conflict and those sharp swords, you know, those sharp kind of words can hurt conflict. And then with the Devil right next to it, I feel like Spirit is advising against this. But what's this 3 of Cups about? Because this is like a celebration. I think it's really saying, because look, we've got Page of Pentacles, which is about, I know you have been really patient, okay, already. But I feel like Spirit is asking you to continue to be patient. And I feel like we need to wait this out longer. Maybe this 3 of Cups, because this is a more, it cannot always signify, you know, a third party situation. It can just talk about its positive layer, which is about celebration. It can be about you, maybe if it's the last day of the religious festival, if you have celebrations with friends, family, and kind of putting your energy into that more and sharing that energy with them, being around people who lift you up. And that's why we need to stay still. And with regards to the Page of Pentacles, it's about taking it slow again. So maybe the timing just isn't right, Samreen, for this. We need to be more patient. This isn't the right moment. Because we may do this and then it doesn't seem like that Spirit is saying that something good would come out of doing this. So it's not saying not ever, but I think it is saying not now. And this is where your energy needs to come back to Page of Pentacles energy, moving slow. Sometimes it can, Page of Pentacles or a Knight of Pentacles can move so slow that you actually think, oh, I'm not moving at all here. But you are. Spirit says it is. You are making real progress. And I know you work on your manifestations a lot as well. So yeah, this is what Spirit says. Focus on this energy this time around. The energy doesn't feel right for it. Who knows what something could be going on for them where it won't be received well. I feel like that could be in the mix as well. So I hope that resonated. Obviously, free will, Samreen, but that would be Spirit's message. I understand if you still need to do it, you still need to do it. So Diamond Girl, are you still here, my love? Let me know if anyone else is still here who was on the list that I haven't read for yet. I'll just give you a few minutes to post if I've missed anyone. But thank you all for asking your questions. Who has today? I'll be live again on Friday, so watch out for that. And also watch out for my video, pre-recorded video, which will be released, uploaded on Wednesday. And then the list for next Wednesday is also released on Wednesday, if that makes sense. Look on, if you want more details about the in-depth readings that I do, check out the community post. Thank you, Diamond Girl. So are you single, my love, with this love reading? Are we looking at who's coming through next, like you say, with a relationship and a serious relationship? Love reading. So what's coming through next for Diamond Girl? Spirit, please, with regards to a serious relationship. Ooh. Coming through faster than expected, Diamond. You're in a complicated relationship. Okay. So are we looking to resolve that, or are we looking to move on? Something is moving fast here with the Eight of Wands energy. Fireworks is nice, okay, in the right time. Okay, so it's like a powerful connection. When we see wands, this is fire energy. So it's like when you meet someone and there's that very strong attraction and strong feelings. You want to move on, okay. Whoa, the cards are jumping around for you, Diamond, that's for sure. Well, you're about to be someone's empress. Someone sees you as their empress, which is just gorgeous energy as well. There's something about here, the Hermit, about do we need to have some time alone in order to create space for this person to come through? Because they'll come through quicker than what you were expecting, Diamond, okay? And they see you as their empress, which is beautiful energy to see if you look at that card. The Empress has so much to offer. It's such an abundant card. But then we have this Hermit card as well, which comes in, which is about having some time alone to reflect, to gain insight, to gain some kind of inner knowledge, or get right with ourselves again. So I feel like that is this person, this complicated relationship that you're wanting to move on from, do you need to release them to have this hermit time alone, okay? To get right, to hold, if you think about holding space for our ideal, for your ideal relationship, Diamond, okay, about who you actually want to bring in. We need to hold space for that person, because if our energy is all mixed up with something that isn't, someone who isn't right for us, it makes it more difficult for someone to come through. Because look at this Eight of Wands, it's like they're really, really ready and bursting to come through, that energy to meet you in a way. So it may be worth thinking on that, Diamond, okay? And making steps. I know it can be very tricky to get away from someone who has a hold on us. But if this person isn't right for you and you know that they're not right for you, then it's better to be alone, okay? And hold space for the right person to come through. And there's a lot to be gained on time on our own as well. A lot of people I know tend to go from relationship to relationship and they're just carrying forward the same energy. They're not getting to know themselves or getting comfortable with being themselves. There's so much to be gained from periods of time on your own and not in a relationship, okay? But also take comfort in the fact that someone with really good energy is waiting to come through for you. And you will be their empress. So ask for more, Diamond. Ask for more. I hope that resonated. No problem, Priya. If you want to go ahead and you can post your question, just like Chanley said there. You're so welcome, Chanley, as well. Thank you for the love. But yeah, Priya, go for it if you are, and I'll what is going on in my husband's mind? You're very welcome, Diamond. Regarding me. So I'll do an energy check-in of how they see you, how they feel towards you, Priya. Are you having a tricky time? Are you having a... Let's see. Thank you, Priya. Hey Tia, I've still got time. Just post your question. Ooh, Priya. Knight of Wands. So how do they feel? We've had this we've had lots of nights this live, I feel like. Thank you, Chanley. Thank you for your help today as well. Have a lovely day if you need to go. So Priya, Knight of Wands energy is, this person has a lot of passionate energy for you, Priya, okay? That their energy is coming towards you, if that makes sense, okay? And I think they can be quite impulsive. Something about you that maybe brings that out in them. There's some big emotions here and big feelings here. This is someone who feels a lot, okay? And the Knight of Wands is almost at times like ruled by their emotions. Now, with the Knight of Wands though as well, let me know if this resonates, Priya, that I feel like because it's a knight, they still have room for... They're not a king, okay? So they've got room for growth. They are still growing. So it's been a difficult time for you. Now, we know with the Knight of Wands, like I say, that there's some maturing to do here. And because they are impulsive, and the Knight of Wands has a very in-out energy. So they're kind of with you, or they're coming towards you, and then they back away. Sometimes they can't, like I spoke earlier, sometimes they can't back up their actions with their words. That's sometimes the trouble with the Knight of Wands, because they act without thinking. I mean, I don't get, it's interesting because you say he's been too cold, but with the Knight of Wands, it's strange because it's so much, it's actually someone who is very emotional, who is actually feeling a lot. Not that this excuses his bad behaviour, okay? Sometimes he thought he was in a relationship with another girl. So, advice for you of what you can do, Priya, with this. It's interesting, this Knight of Swords, so it's caused you a lot of worry, which is understandable. Worry, anxiety, pain. Now, interesting with the Knight of Swords, though, this is a message from Spirit, which is interesting, which I'm wondering if it's touched on about if you think he's in a relationship with another girl, because this is actually saying that your fears and worries are actually unfounded, because the Nine of Swords talks about when we go to worst case scenarios. And the Nine of Swords, though, also says the silver lining of this card is really that the worst case scenario is not going to happen, is not true. So this may be keeping you up at night, Priya, and like you say, that you are going understandably to that worst case scenario place. But actually, it says that this fear is unfounded. So that does offer you some reassurance there, Priya. Anything else regarding him is to... Despite what I would say, Priya, despite how it's manifesting in that he is being cold and obviously not treating you right, there is something going on a deeper level, okay? So they're acting out, but they're actually not being able to process their emotions, okay? They are almost being, as well as that immaturity, that they're not able to deal with their feelings. Oh, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is also very hopeful, which talks about the Ace is actually a stable new beginning. So this tells me, this again is hopeful in that it's possible for you to, for him, and for this relationship, this marriage, to be more stable, to find its stability again. I don't know how much able that you're able to talk to them, to air this out in some ways and try to dig in deeper to what's really going on, because I think on a deeper level, you know, there isn't coldness, there is actually too much emotion, if that makes sense. And we need to stabilize the situation. They need to become more stable. And in order to find our way back to that, you know, we need to try, the only way in some ways really is through communication, isn't it? If someone won't communicate with you, there isn't a lot that we can do. But if you can either try to talk to them, to open lines of communication, but also about setting your own boundaries and barriers as well, where you can, and that will help move you towards some more kind of stability, Priya, okay? So I hope that resonated. They've got some maturing to do for sure, Priya. So Tia, my love, this is for you. What can I expect in my love life next? Spirit, what can Tia expect next in her love life? Five of Cups. That loss and disappointment of the Five of Cups. Five of Swords, some kind of arguments, disagreements. I almost feel like this is what you've been through. That looks like to be the Leo there. Now with the fives, Tia, you're welcome, Priya. There is, even though there's these difficulties, okay, I really feel like you've kind of been through the mill emotionally, like you've had a lot going on and a lot of drama, disappointment, sadness on both sides, okay, for you and for, say, the Leo. If we're looking at his energy, it seems to have come through. The 5 does say that this will pass. This too will pass. So what comes next, Spirit? This is kind of, we know this, but I suppose with it being a 5, Spirit is saying that even though you've been through this, maybe this is even currently going on, you might be feeling sadness, tear here, disappointment, kind of beat up about what's gone on. But know that it will blow over quicker even than what you expect. And then we have the Hanged Man. I would say that we need to take a breather here with this as well. So we need to let the dust settle of everything that's happened, because so much has happened, okay? It's almost like we're still in it. We can't move forward yet because we're still in these emotions of kind of the conflicts that you've had, the loss, the sad, the disappointment. That's also going on, I feel like, with the Leo. It's like, you know, if the hurricanes just happened, and then it's like we need to like take a breather before we can move on to the next thing. And the Hanged Man is all about not really doing anything. It's not about that there's anything you need to do or any action that you need to take. You need to, but the Hanged Man can be about a change in perspective that is happening in this process, and that you'll, in time, I think, in the near future, have a shift in perspective about maybe how you view the situation. Maybe you'll get some news that will come through. It's like, watch this space kind of energy and hold your water. Don't kind of make any rash moves or take any action. Just try to be still and focus on your perspective, maybe about what you want, how you feel, how you view the situation, how you view what's gone on in the past. There needs to be some looking inwards here, and we need to take a pause, even though it might feel uncomfortable as well. Like, it might be easier just to distract yourself with something here, distract yourself with someone else. But we need to like sit with this and have a shift in perspective. So I hope this resonates. And then this 5 of Cups, like I say, and the 5 of Swords is all the drama and disruption, and it will pass. But we kind of need to give it space and time to pass before we make any moves. So I hope that resonated for you. Moments of inaction are just as important as action, as getting what we want. So let's take a moment of stillness, I think, with this. Hope that resonated. But I'm going to end the live here, guys. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I'll be live on Friday, so catch me then if you can. And I'll be releasing the Wednesday in-depth readings on Wednesday. And also the list for the next in-depth tarot readings. Watch out for that. That'll be released on the Wednesday too. But have a great day, evening, wherever you are. Love and light, guys. Love and light.